Without a doubt. I think the Axed series, though, that had the worst ending of all Axed endings, in my opinion, that was Samurai 8. Samurai 8 had the worst Axed ending, I think, ever.
I'm
Just
gonna be honest. I don't remember.
so okay. So I mean, as we've said, like most axed endings either just kind of give you an ending where it's just like, yeah, like it ends like we're just
Yeah.
kind of going into the future, and then you have other series where they just accelerate to an ending.
Mhm.
Samurai 8's ending had like four different time skips in it. Like, and they just kept going through and going through and going through, and then they're like, let's age up the main characters, and then they don a full suit of armor, and then they attack and they defeat the guy, but then like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm tight or not Taite Kubo, what am I saying? Masashi, I'm
I'm
Masashi.
Tiger.
I'm Masashi Kishimoto. Look at all these neat character designs that you guys are never gonna see because you canceled my series. And then like had it where it's just like the main female girl is just like, I'm gonna become a samurai now because my boyfriend died because he time traveled too hard or so. Like
Yeah.
it's just, oh my god, it was
I
so
re-
bad.
I'm starting to remember a little bit more. Yeah.
Like I just, oh my god, it
I just
was obnoxious.
I just didn't like anything from Samurai 8 in general. The only thing I liked about Samurai 8 was the two side characters that appeared that were like the villains. Then they joined the team. Um, I don't remember their names because I don't remember
Because they
much of
weren't
Samurai
important
8.
enough. I mean, don't get
Yeah.
me wrong. I liked the amnesia guy. He was fine. The other one was just kind of annoying. Like it is what it is. Like I don't, that series just had so many things wrong with it. So many
I,
things and just oh.
it kind of sucks because the concept is interesting. I think the world is interesting, yet the world building is not.
And the power system was just overly complicated garbage.
Yeah. Yeah. The power system, the lore, just everything just too overcomplicated wasn't interesting. And I think they could have simplified things and went to the angle because it was a cool angle of like samurai digital things. I just went full on with that without overcomplicating things. It would have been a fine series, but it just wasn't.
Yeah. Well, and not to mention just relegating female characters to a praying and not actually involved role. That was
Yeah.
just the worst thing that happened. The worst thing. Like, hey, Masashi Kishimoto, your female character writing was a little weak in Naruto. Think you can fix that for Samurai 8? Nope, I'm gonna make it
Nope.
worse. God. I don't know, man. You know, sometimes you wonder like, all right, is it the author that is the cause of this? Is it the editor that pushed it a certain way? Which I mean, one could even argue with Samurai 8 was like, okay, did they just not have an editor to like rein in Kishimoto and that's why it had the issues that it did? Probably. But like
Yeah.
I feel like so many people have talent. They really do, but like it's just misguided in some way and just it does not come out like it should. And like there are series definitely could have been a lot better, but because of how they started or whatnot, that just cemented their place in history as an Axed series.
Yeah. And I think that's why I appreciate, despite the fact that Jump accesses so many manga, that it doesn't they don't fire the others. Like when a manga gets axed, they get a second chance, and a lot of times they get a third chance if the second manga gets axed. So I really do appreciate that they keep trying.
Yes, they've got a very large talent pool, and they might not be able to get back in immediately, but a lot of people are able to get back in within a couple years. Um, like, and I mean, we've got several instances of that right now. I mean, Horikoshi and Tabata were both mangaka that had series that didn't do so well the first or second time, but then they made it big with My Hero and Black Clover. Ryuhei Tamura was somebody that did it in reverse. He did really well with Beelzebub and then couldn't replicate that success with Hungry Marie or Cop and Dolphin. But like,
Also happens.
yeah, it is what it is.
But I mean, even like two of the big three got canceled. Like Kubo had Zombie Powder, and Kishimoto had a manga that probably nobody remembers.
He had a baseball one.
That was a one shot.
Gotcha.
But he had a manga that was technically a one shot because it got one chapter and it got canceled.
Jeez.
So yeah, and I don't think it ever the one shot version of that chapter is available in scans. I don't think the actual one shot the actual first chapter is. But yeah, just you can make it even if at first you fail. I think that's the lesson we have here.
I agree.